Hey guys, I take every week, and today Apple held their WWDC conference, and the keynote has just ended. They released tons of different stuff today, and I'm going to go ahead and try to recap it all. The three main topics they talked about was iOS 7, OS X Mavericks, which is the new OS for Mac, and they also refreshed the MacBook Airs and they refreshed a new Mac Pro. And I'm going to go in depth in all these topics, starting with OS X Mavericks. Now I'm not going to go into all the details that they covered. I'll go into a lot of them in the main topics, but I'm not going to go into all the details. Like they started off with a ton of different statistics on all their products and stuff like that. I'm not going to go into all that. I'm just going to go into the main stuff. So the keynote started off with something called Anki Drive, or it's pronounced something like that. It's spelled ANKI and then Drive. And basically they're just like these little micro cars that drive around on a floor mat. And they can be controlled using iOS and Bluetooth. They said it'll be out in the fall, available in all the Apple stores. And you can see in the picture it's just like a little format. And I'm not really sure what they were trying to show here. I guess they're kind of just trying to show the new technology that they have discovered here. But after that, they went into all the different Mac statistics. They talk about a bunch of different facts and information. They said they ran out of cat names, so the new OS is going to be called OS X Mavericks. And they added tons of different features in OS X Mavericks. They improved a ton of different aspects of it. In Finder, they made tabs available instead of different windows. They have full screen tabs available. They allow tagging of documents, so when you create new documents and stuff, you can tag them and be able to find different documents a lot easier. When you have multiple displays connected to your Mac, that has been improved greatly as well. You can now access the dock on both displays and the menu bar on both displays just by going to the bottom of the screen. The dock will pop up, or going to the top of it, the menu bar will pop up. And you can also drag full screen applications between each display. So if you have your iTunes in a full screen application on your computer, you can go ahead and drag it to your other display. And when it is full screen on your computer, the other display is not going to be like grayed out or anything. You're going to have access to it yet. So multiple displays has been improved in many different aspects there. They have tons of different added technology in Mavericks. They made it so there's 72% less CPU activity. They made some kind of technology called compressed memory, and it basically makes memory available to any application you open. So the second you open an application, it compresses memory that's not being used, and then it's available for the application you just opened. So applications are going to run a lot smoother in Mac. Battery life will be improved greatly in Mavericks just because of all the work they've done in the OS and the way it runs. They improved Safari greatly. They said they added plenty of different features under the hood that'll increase the performance. It'll use less CPU energy. Responsiveness will be improved. So when you have tons of different like emails and stuff in your mail application, you can scroll through them all, and it's going to be a lot smoother and faster than it already is in the current OS X. It also has technology that will be available to decide where to direct the computer's power. So like if you have a window open in Safari and it's taking up a lot of usage, the second that window is out of view, it's going to take that power away and it's going to direct it to whatever is in view on your computer. And then the second you bring it back into view, it's going to direct its power back to that window. So it's not using power on something that's just running in the background you can't even see or you're not doing anything with. So that's going to also improve the battery life there. They made the reading list look a lot cleaner. You can, when you're scrolling through a reading list article, it'll go right up to the next article once you reach the bottom of it. They introduced something called iCloud Keychain. And if you guys heard of 1Password, it's an application where it kind of stores like all your passwords and stuff, and you can log into it and access all your passwords just by typing in 1Password. And iCloud Keychain is going to be able to do all that. It's going to store all your passwords. It can store credit card information, all that kind of stuff. So when you're browsing the web and you come up to a form you have to fill in or something like that, you're going to be able to do it a lot quicker than usual. And you also don't have to remember all your different passwords you have. They can all be stored in the iCloud keychain. When notifications appear, you can reply right inside of the notifications. So like if someone iMessages you and a message notification pops up, you can go ahead and reply right in the notification. When new emails come in, you can delete new emails without even opening the mail app. Notifications will also appear right on your lock screen, and all the apps that you have will be updated in the background, so you don't have to actually go into the App Store and update them there. They redesigned the calendar look, and I'm assuming the notes look too as well. They got rid of like the leather look to it. They made it look a lot cleaner now. They brought the Maps application to Mac now, so you can now view the street maps. You have the flyover data. You have the 3D. You have the 3D view. You have turn-by-turn directions. All on your Mac now in the Maps app that they're going to add. You can even send the different routes that you create in the Maps application on your computer to your iPhone, and then it'll appear right on your iPhone's lock screen. You can slide on that notification, and it'll go ahead and open up the Maps app on your phone, and that route will be right inside your Maps application. They made iBooks available for Mac. You have all of its features there, and that's pretty much it for Mavericks. They kind of redid a lot of the more performance side of it, and then they added just a couple more main features. But they redid most of the under the hood stuff. They said. Just to kind of increase the performance and the battery life of your computer and all that kind of stuff. And the developer preview of OS X Mavericks is available today, but Mavericks will not be available until the fall for the public to purchase there. All right, so the next topic I'll be going into is the Mac computers that have been updated. They updated just the MacBook Air lineup, and they updated the Mac Pro. The new Mac Pro just looks insane. I've never seen a computer like it before, but I'll get into that a little bit more later. Let's go ahead and talk about the MacBook Air. They kind of just made it faster. They updated the processors in it. They made the flash storage faster. They made Wi-Fi faster. The range of it is better. They dropped the price down to start at $1,000, and they also increased the battery life of it. The 11-inch MacBook Air has 9 hours of battery life, and the 13-inch has 12 hours of battery life. They called it all-day battery life, which it basically is. And they also updated the airport base station so you get better performance and range with the Wi-Fi there as well. But let's go ahead and talk about the Mac Pro now. It's an insane computer. They made an intro video specifically for just the Mac Pro, and the computer just looks insane. It has tons of different power features. They updated the processor to the Intel Xenon chip. There's just pretty much all the hardware has been upgraded. They said something about thermally cooling the computer. They have Thunderbolt 2 ports. They updated just like basically everything. They have dual workstation GPUs. Computer's power enough to display 3 different 4K generation video displays. So you can have 3 different 4K displays, and it's going to be able to power all 3 of those. It has tons of different ports on the I/O. And when you turn the computer, the I/O lights up so you can see all the different ports. It's just the computer, everything about it looks insane. It's extremely small. It's way smaller than the old Mac Pro. It's 1/8 the size of it, of the old Mac Pro. And it just looks extremely black and sleek, as you can see right here. They're also assembling it now in the US instead of China. So basically everything about the new Mac Pro is just insane. I'm sure it's probably going to have a pretty insane price point too. But they finally did refresh the Mac Pro, and it looks like an insane computer. They also talked about iCloud going to be deeply integrated into iWork. You can do all your iWork stuff on all the different devices and right in your browser. They had a huge demonstration on that, but I'm not going to go too much into that. Basically, iWork's going to be just deeply integrated into iCloud and available on all your devices and all that. Now on to the thing I'm most excited for is the new version of iOS, iOS 7. They started off again with a ton of different statistics and how it dominates the web share and all this. But they completely redid iOS 7. I'm going to go ahead and show you some different photos throughout all of this, and you can see all of it. The UI has just been completely redone. I think it looks amazing. All of it has tons of different features, and it has enough features to the point where I don't think I'll need a jailbreak anymore. There's just tons of different stuff. It looks a lot cleaner. I think it looks better than any jailbreak setup I've ever seen. It tracks your motion, so when you're tilting your iPhone, the display kind of rotates a little bit, so you have a better angle, a better viewing angle on your phone or whatever device you're on. Every stock has been redesigned. Multitasking has been redone. It kind of looks like OXO, if you guys are familiar with that jailbreak tweak. It just looks a lot better, the multitasking. It looks like multitasking to be a lot smoother, and it's going to work a lot better, and there's going to be more information available to the multitasking. Messages app has been redone. It looks a lot nicer. And rather than like tapping the back arrow when you're in the Messages app, you can just slide from the left of the screen to the right, and it's going to go ahead and go back to your main conversations there. You're going through your conversation. It scrolls a lot nicer. The entire OS kind of has like a transparent look to it. They have infinite folders now, so you have pages inside each folder's application, so that's going to be a lot nicer. Notification Center is transparent looking as well, and it has a lot more information available. The calendar has been improved and has more info available there as well. The Notification Center is also going to be available on your lock screen as well, and that's a jailbreak tweak that I've liked. and they brought that now to iOS, so that's definitely made it a lot nicer. They also introduced a completely new feature called Control Center, and you can access this by swiping up anywhere on your device from the bottom of the screen. And this is going to have all your different settings in here. This is something they should have done a long time ago, but they finally brought it to iOS 7. You're going to be able to access your brightness, your Do Not Disturb toggle, your screen rotation lock, your Do Not Disturb, your Bluetooth, your music, tons of different stuff. You can see all the different features right here on the picture I'm displaying right now. And that's also going to be available on your lock screen. And you're basically going to be able to access all of your different settings that you need to access. And rather than going into the settings application, it's going to be right there from a simple swipe up from the bottom of your display. Multitasking has also been redesigned to improve your battery life. So it's not just the visual aspect of it; it's also been redesigned to improve your battery life the way it runs now. Safari's been completely redesigned. It has a unified search bar. You can have more than 8 tabs open, and the reading list has been redesigned in there. So you have continuous scrolling between each article as well, kind of how they did it on the Mac. Your Control Center display changes to whatever the background is. So if you open Control Center while you're in Safari, the display is gonna change to whatever the background of Safari looks like. So that it's gonna look a lot cleaner as well. Multitasking looked a lot snappier in general. This video is getting extremely long, but I'm gonna keep going. AirDrop for iOS 7 allows you to share easily between devices and multiple people. You can share different stuff. I'm not exactly sure everything you can share, but it looks like you can share a lot of different stuff. It's kind of like the Bump application, but you can do it a lot simpler. The camera app has more features. There's 4 different camera modes you can have. The photo app has been redone to use all of the different information collected when you take a photo, like the location. It's going to put it into different events. You can view the photo collections by years. The shared photo streams are going to be available to view and browse a lot easier. You can comment on photo streams and stuff like that. Siri has also been completely redesigned with a new voice, a new visual aspect of it. There's a male and female voice. There's new voices for different countries and languages. Siri can also do more actions, such as like increase your brightness, turn on Bluetooth. It can access your voicemail and stuff like that. They're also making it so iOS is available in the car. So if you have like a touch screen head unit in your car, if it's eligible, I don't know I'm not exactly sure how it's going to work with which display gets it, but basically some of the car's head units are going to be able to have iOS running on it. So you can call people, you can message people, you can listen to stuff, and this is all going to be able to be done eyes free, so you can keep your eyes on the road. And you can just dictate what you want to say in the new message. You can tell it to call people, and the UI is just based more on iOS. Again, I'm not sure which head units are going to have that or which cars or whatever. But it's going to be available for, I'm assuming, probably most of the newer cars and stuff like that, and the newer aftermarket head units probably. The App Store is going to be able to do updates in the background, kind of how the Mac OS Mavericks is going to be. The Music app in iOS has been redone, so in your landscape you can see more album covers, and just the overall UI of it has been redone. They're introducing something called the iTunes Radio app, and you can discover new music this way. You can listen to different radio stations based on the genres that you want to listen to. iTunes Radio is going to be available for all devices, and it's free with ads. It'll be ad-free if you have iTunes Match, and it's also going to be available on the Apple TV. They're going to have notification syncing, so when you clear a notification on your iPhone, it's going to be cleared on your iPad or iPod Touch. They also made iOS more secure, so if your phone has been stolen or something, and the person wipes out like all the information on your phone, they're not going to be able to use the phone unless they have your Apple ID information. So it's going to be a lot more secure that way, and they're hoping that this is going to eliminate some theft, because they're not going to use the phone at all. It's going to discourage them to steal it in the first place. You can also block people on FaceTime now and messaging and phone calls. So that's definitely a nice feature I've been waiting for. I'm sick of people spamming me and stuff on iMessage, so that's going to be a lot nicer feature there. And that's it basically for the main features they covered in iOS 7. There's more features yet that they haven't talked about, but there's tons of different features they showed off at WWDC, that keynote today. If you guys want to watch the keynote, it's going to be available on their website, apple.com. Right on the homepage there, you'll be able to see it. I'll go ahead and drop a link in the description probably as well. And iOS 7 is going to be available to the developers today in betas, and I'll explain how you guys can get that in a little bit here. But the final release of iOS 7 is going to be available to the public in the fall. But if you guys want to get iOS 7 today, what you're going to want to do is go to udidactivator.com. I'll have the link down in the description below, and you pay a small fee, less than $10, I believe, and you'll be able to update the iOS 7 betas. I'm going to make a video in the future here, probably my next video, of how to do this exactly, and do a little bit of a tutorial here. But if you want it now, and you'll probably be able to figure it out by yourself if you just go to udidactivator.com, but I'll have an in-depth tutorial of how to do it in my next video here. If you guys have any questions about that, or questions about anything I talked about in this video in general, go ahead and leave them down below. If you have any comments about anything at all, go ahead and leave it down below, and I'll respond to you guys. Whatever you guys are saying down there, I'll respond to you when I have the time. There's been tons of different information covered in this video, and it's probably been boring to some of you guys, but I know a lot of you Apple fanboys probably enjoyed it. And again, if you guys want to watch the keynote, the official keynote, go ahead and head over to apple.com, and you can access it over there. But that has been my recap of the WWDC event that was held today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope I didn't bore you guys too much with all the information. I'd appreciate a like down below. That helps me out. I'm sorry if this video got too long, but I appreciate you guys for viewing it. And if you want my future videos, go ahead and subscribe up top, and that will notify you when I release them. You guys can also follow me on Twitter, and get some tech updates over there, and also a little bit more of my personal life. If you want some of that or whatever, I guess, you can follow me over there. My Twitter username is iTechEveryWeek, same as my YouTube username. In my future videos, I'll probably have a demonstration of iOS 7 running on my iPhone here, and give you guys a full in-depth kind of review of it, I guess, of one of the betas. The other stuff I have on my channel is just all different tech stuff, mostly based on Apple and jailbreaks and stuff like that. I'll also have a recap of the Xbox event that was held today at E3, of the new Xbox One console and all that kind of stuff there. I might make a video on that in a little bit here. So if you guys want that kind of stuff, go ahead and stay tuned by subscribing, and that'll notify you when I release my new videos. But that's it. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll catch you in the next video.